Hey guys, I recently just got rank 69 and I wanted to show you how I did it, which includes some of these games with crazy recoveries in the middle of high rank games like this one. So I feel like a lot of people that upload often just showcase their best games or here's the exact tips you do, but in the real life, racing is messy. So what I thought I would do today is just show you, I think I do about 5, maybe 6 games, uninterrupted. I just 100 speed up between games so that you can see that I don't take breaks or queue or anything like that, and show you how I go about winning these games, because honestly I still find I climb fairly easily, and I want to walk you through that process, about my thoughts and the adaptations I have to make between races. So let's start off with this one. We're in Outpost. I always drop down and I take the right hand side here. If you drift on the left hand side, the ground often will kick you off and you won't be able to get your drift started as fast. Here I always like to do one small one, and then I line up for the inner side of this lava and then do one longer one. It allows me to kind of compromise between the inside track and the outside track and drift. I personally drift here or turbo here every time. I see a lot of people at my rank don't, and I've kind of heard that maybe it's not optimal, but I personally like dropping down on that angle with the speed. Especially because this turn right here, you can get bumped very heavily if you're not in first. So again, I always try to align this up as tight as possible. As you can see, I've got pretty decent at that. Then I turbo in this section because I have enough drift and it'll be 3 either way. It allows me to carry this shortcut with a lot of speed. Then again, I drift to the right. Long chain drifts. Turbo. Always turbo here because if you don't turbo, other people will turbo and you'll get bumped in the shed, often causing the death, which is less than ideal. So again, one drift, try to line up, they hit lava. I mean, I might be top 70, but that doesn't mean I'm impervious to mistakes either. Again, I turbo, I try to land on the inner track here so I can drift perfectly around this corner. I think it looks real good, and I think it gives pretty good speed. So again, there's only really one person that looks like they're any kind of competition to me. I can see them behind, and I know I have a lot of turbos, so there's probably no way I can lose unless I make horrible mistakes. So again, I wait till I get to the ground, jump flat to myself on the ground, and then turbo. Then I have like 800 speed to fly around the shortcut fast. And the reason you want to do that is because when you're in the air, you can't drift for speed. So you might as well travel through the air as fast as possible. Again, land here. I try to activate one small drift, so I go through this section with a bit more speed. Do my thing. I'm not perfect at that line yet, as you can see. I think all 3 laps I actually slightly messed it up. And here, notice I haven't pressed thrusters at all yet. I'm just following. There we go, first time I pressed thrusters. And kind of an easy first. So I think at this point we started at rank 80. We're 3 seconds ahead of every other player. It wasn't really a close race at all. So now, 100 times speed up. As you can see, I have pretty long queue times. Sometimes I'll cancel it if it gets too high, like there was 6 minutes, 4 minutes. It's a real struggle. I tried a bunch of different servers, I think because it's 100 times sped up, it actually doesn't show it, but I went into the menus and switched to like New York and stuff like that. Okay, so we're back. Curvy Canyon 2. This used to be one of my worst maps. I've started getting a little bit better at it. I learned some new tricks. Right here, I always try to carry this and then turbo so that when I land, I also re-get my drift, because I don't want to reactivate it early before that. Here I've been working on not hitting the lava, apparently. But curving in and out a little bit better. I don't do it here, but I know I do it on lap 3 significantly better. 2 or 3, can't quite remember. But here I try to get long chain drifts, hit these, and I know you can do the right-hand path, and I often do. But I don't know, I'm not... I missed one of the turbo pads, I missed another turbo pad. Sometimes I think to myself, I'm really not good at this game, but... But we'll see, I guess, how good I am or not good I am as we go, because I just passed again, back to rank 1 here. Or position 1? I shouldn't say rank 1. Okay, so again, I do one long drift here, build my speed, and then I start a second one up. And I almost straighten out. See how my car almost straightens out? So that I can get a nice air flip around the corner. And then when I land, I have the drift speed already ready. So the other one's expired. Ah yeah, right here. This longer drifts. Those ones are important, because like that's a huge spot to build speed if you can get used to drifting in and out of the lava. This is a map that I've probably played in customs maybe once though. I don't personally... I think it's a okay map, but I'm just not good at it. Probably because I've only played in customs once. There we go. About 1400 speed, almost 1500 speed going out of there. Significantly better. I think the key aspect for this map is actually being able to flip up and hit that first green boost pad. I personally struggle with it a little bit, but I've got better at it over time, and I think if you just try it every single one of your races, you'll get better. So again, drift, basically straighten out without activating it, and then you land and it triggers. So at this point, we're pretty far ahead of everyone, but we have no turbos. We don't know actually how far ahead we are. So drift up, drift down, and here I already have 800 speed, so I air flip over the next one so I can just keep the drift going. Lines up for the thing. So again, no one's really catching us, and then we fail and miss the boost. So now we're a little bit worried. We should be seeing icons or names behind us soon, but we don't. Meaning this is probably just a free win if we don't mess up. So, drift around here, activate turbo, smooth sailing. Let's take a look behind. Can't even, oh, I think I saw them there at the right at the end. So, back-to-back firsts. I don't actually play too much ranked anymore, just because, as you can see in between here, the queue times, they get ridiculous. And I actually entered a game there. I think I entered Drifty One and then quit it immediately to try to like trick the game into giving me a game. I have no idea. I think it's just luck whether I get a game or not. But everyone starts to go down there, and I'm not sure. I personally like this route because it's pretty easy to do and I know I don't get bumped. I drop down, hit both boost pads on an angle. You need to make sure you hit them on an angle, like going forward, otherwise they actually don't give them to you. If you hit the green boost pads not, like if you hit them going backwards or sideways, they actually don't give speed. Hit lava, because, you know, I'm still washed. But I do hit all of those, so let me make back some of the time. I try to fly as high as possible so I can get some kind of an angle, because I'm sure you all know that section is very awkward. I always activate one small drift before I commit to a bigger one. That way when I'm doing the big long chain drift, I have speed during it. Again, drop, hit those on an angle, I air flip to align myself with this one. Then we go. Drop down. One long drift, and then I try to get a nice sharp drift on this one too. If you're good enough, you can actually sneak drifts in here as well. It helps build them up. I'm kind of awkward though, where at the end I normally have a full turbo remaining because I don't really know where to use my extra one. I should probably use it on the first lap, like in this section right here where I turbo right now. I should probably just commit to using it. I think I'd have 2 turbos there. I don't know, I'll have to go check that. Because at the end of this race you'll see I basically have a full one left, and if I just play a little bit better, I could probably do that consistently. So again, it's kind of looking like a pretty clean race. Oh, actually remembering how this one ends. I'm doing the voiceover, and this is going to be funny. So I try to build it up so I have the 2 turbos. Why I do that, that's kind of a different question. There we go. Oh, maybe it isn't this race. Maybe I'm thinking of a different race. Alright, another first. Yeah, let me know if you think it would be interesting for me to try to push the ranks. I don't know if it actually has any benefit to any of you. What I found interesting here is I'm still ranked 70... Oh no, I'm ranked 73. Yeah, I'm still ranked 73, right? Even though I was ranked 73 the one before. That's why I was like flipping between them. I was like, what the heck? But the actual reason for that is I definitely climbed, it was just delayed. Because this one, I'm ranked 73 at the end of after also, and well, let's watch and find out. I don't think I've ever choked so hard in a rocket racing. So you'll notice I actually don't take the castle shortcut. I've got a 131 without taking the castle, with using this magnet flip here. This magnet flip I'm starting to be really consistent at. I need to get better at landing on the inside track though, because it actually gives, you know, insane amount of speed. So these guys did use the castle and they're barely ahead of me, and I have, I don't know where that guy's going, he's just sailing. So here my drift kind of just disappeared, and I'm pretty sure I hit that green turbo pad and didn't get it. So since I have no speed, I try to go for the castle one, because I find if I'm slow, it's pretty easy to hit it. But if I'm going very fast, I actually drive on the lava so that I can hit it. So again, I try to get that magnet flip, not quite good at that time. I hit lava, drive on the lava. I'm just a bad player, you know? that guy, that was so tilting. He actually bumped me so that I flipped into the into the lava. I couldn't drop down to the ground. But we're okay. We're going. You know, we drift. But like, look where he lands compared to just not doing it. It's barely a difference in speed. The castle, unless performed absolutely perfectly, just get. Look at that speed from that magnet flip. Do you see us fly past him? And choke. And choke. Oh my gosh. And then my turbo only brought me up to 700 speed. I don't know how. It should have brought me to like 1,000. That was like such an easy second. Man, I cringed so hard when I flipped backwards and then flipped backwards a second time. But as you can see, I'm still ranked 73, meaning that I probably did go up from the last one and then just drop back down from this one, which just delayed updating. But anyways, yeah, for the castle shortcut, you don't need it. In fact, I actually recommend not doing it unless you're in a lobby of like insanely stacked people and you know you've practiced it a whole ton. So this one doesn't start off good. I get shoved by the other cars, miss the boost pad, so I'm just in dead last and I'm actually even too far to get draft. I always turbo over here because I don't like flying on places that I don't have speed. Because it's just areas that I'm not drifting. So basically everyone at my rank, oh my gosh, I'm so bad. Everyone at my rank does these world record shortcut skips here where they fly over from that angle, as you can see. And I just don't have as much time to play the game, and I have not put any time into learning this map yet. So I pretty well never finish it first. I maybe finished it first a handful of times, but I'll often finish it like top 3, even without the time saves that save like 12 seconds. Which is kind of crazy. So again, I drop down here, try to get a little bit of a drift. If I fail to release it, I just drop down and use it there. But already you can see that kind of catches me up to some of these people. A lot of people carry the drift across so they land with it, as you can see right there, which is another tactic I know on this map, but again, I'm too stubborn to learn this map. And now we get to why I'm a bad player. In third, clean, and boop, boop, boop. Honestly though, kind of a crazy recovery. We're still here with the pack, and we didn't even lose a position, we're still third. Fourth now, because again, they know the shortcuts. So you can see that guy drop down ahead of me and be a mile ahead. So imagine how good I'd be at this map if I if I just wasn't stubborn. Although if you want an easy route, yeah, and then I messed this up too. I've got a lot better at carrying these over though. It's about very lightly tapping your thrust. Which actually kind of almost works out to my favor. Makes me half wonder how viable it is. But yeah, very, very lightly tapping the thrusts is the trick to carry things while facing sideways. Because if you just hold it, you're not going to make it. So we're in fourth. It's going to be pretty hard to catch these people since we know they all know the shortcuts, but my route is very reliable. It's pretty hard to mess up. It's a lot safer. And what do I mean by safer? Well, what I mean is, bye dude that just flew off into the middle of nowhere and now we're rank 3. It's pretty easy to mess those ones up if you're not very practiced at it, or even if you are practiced, because these guys are decent rank, and one of them's so messed up. So I'll take my rank 3 here. I always air flip through here. It saves a little bit of time. And I hover in the air versus dropping to the ground. The difference is if you think about like a triangle, you don't want to take like a 90 degree down and a 90 degree sideways. You want to take a straight line. So we gain 1 spot for that. Now under Anaconda. Anaconda historically has been one of my weaker maps. I don't know. I like the parts of... I've never played racing games before, so I like the parts of Rocket Racing that are the rocket more than the racing, if that makes sense. So my drift lines are often not the cleanest in the world. I've put a little bit of time into learning this, maybe about 30 or 40 minutes of customs though. So I've got a little bit better. My turbo spots are decent, I think. So a lot of people at lower ranks, by the way, will turbo in this section. Why? Look at my speed. It's already 800. It doesn't drop until all the way there. It's a long straightaway. You could be building lots of drift. Lots of other sections are inherently better to do it. So like here I do it because I'm going to have a full turbo otherwise, and it comes into this with hitting the speed boost and lets you get down to the ground fast. I wait till I touch the ground to activate my next one. What I should have done though is release one small drift before activating my bigger one. I drive on the lava a lot, loses me a lot of time. But here, the trick to get the inside track I find is if you line up with the middle of the road, then you kind of are set for the drift, if that makes sense. Man, watching me race feels so bad though. I just drive on the ground, like on the lava all the time. As for these things, what I do is I release my drift when my car nose is pointed at the edge of the road in order to get the line for the drift. Here I realize I actually don't have a good angle, but I kind of save it by jumping over it. It almost actually saves time. If I released right there, it would have been good. But see how I'm in the middle of the road? Like dead middle of the road? And here I didn't have a turbo going into it. If you have a turbo going into it, it lines you up nice. But a second. We'll take it. Hopefully this commentary was helpful. Yeah, if you want me to do more of these, let me know. Please do subscribe. I have a Discord down below if you want to be in my videos or want free coaching or tips. It's in the comments or in the description below. Thank you all for watching.